Hello, ladies and
I'm
gentlemen.
Jewish and you're a pig. Oh.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to this podcast here today. I still want all of those to tell a story at some point. Like, I want people to be able to watch all the videos back or podcast listen and cut your bits together, and it would just tell one long form story we just don't know about.
I mean, they won't tell a long story. I mean, what I will tell you is that the last two have basically been the punchlines to very rude jokes.
And we are here today to talk about some news. This Sunday, I was just getting over the emotional trauma of the West Ham game. I thought that's my emotion for the day done. I can relax. And then no, Twitter's ablaze. Oh no, there's a diamond. Ross Stevens is posting diamonds on Instagram. Oh, we're going again. And it's official. David Tennant and Catherine Tate are returning for 60th celebrations. That's all I can call it. I don't know if it's a special. I don't know what it is. They could just be appearing in a green room somewhere in the background, having a drink. It could be. They could just be live streaming a Doctor Who party for all we know. What do we think about this, guys? What do we think? What do we think?
I think it's been very carefully worded.
Yes.
Mm.
Yes. Are we excited? Are we mixed? Are we don't care what we said?
Yeah, I'm fairly excited. It's weird because obviously they've been in like doing the Big Finish stuff. So they've not been like completely gone away. But yeah, it's a cool announcement. And hopefully it'll be the way the article describes it, like they filmed some scenes. So they may be like flashback scenes or
No, I'm sorry. I think that's bullshit, Reese. I think the good thing about I think the good thing about RTD is that he knows how to play the audience, and you see in that speech that he's put on Instagram and socials, he's winding us up. I think they're in an entire episode. I don't think they've just shot some. But if it's flashback scenes, then we may as well just. If that is the case, I'll be heavily annoyed. I hate flashback episodes. I hate prequels.
I mean,
same reason why.
I mean, how's it going to be flashback scenes when they look 15 years older?
Good point. I don't know, time radiation or something. But prequels is the same reason I'm not watching Kenobi in a few weeks. But anyway, that's a different podcast altogether. Right, I'm gonna start off here with I'm sort of a bit okay on the whole announcement. I'm very happy that people are really happy.
Everybody's happy.
I was talking to my friend on the phone, and I was saying that look, and by the way, I'm not saying this won't happen. But if you asked me to pick to be able to come back, this wouldn't be my specific two. And I'm happy that the people are happy. We don't know if other people are coming back. They probably are. Who knows? But I'm just saying from the bat, I'm going to pick these two. But hey, that's personal. Like I didn't watch the show in 2008. I didn't. So it's not really a nostalgia hit for me personally.
I mean, I'll be honest. I'm happy they're back, but at the same time, I'm a little worried because I'm like, I don't want that to be it. I don't want that to be the only thing for the 60th.
Yeah.
There are, like you, there are other people that I would like to come back first. Paul McGann, for example, looks more like the Doctor that he played than David Tennant does, in spite of the fact that there's about 10 years difference.
I wonder what they do with McGann.
I'd love to see. I'd love to see Paul McGann come back. I'd love to see Capaldi come back to be written for by Russell. So yeah, I'm kind of like, yeah, it's a nice announcement, and obviously lots of people who adore David Tennant are going to be very, very excited about it. For me, with the Big Finish stuff and with the Time Lord Victoria stuff and with literally everything else that he gets inserted into, I'm kind of at the point where I have a bit of like a permanent David Tennant oversaturation.
Yeah.
Sure, the guy's got 5 kids to feed. He's got to keep himself busy. But at the same time, it's like, we've just got over this kind of Stan mentality when it comes to Jodie. And now we've got David coming back, and it's going to be even worse because David Tennant stands are absolutely fucking mental.
Yeah, it's one thing David Tennant coming back, but it's David Tennant and Catherine Tate. Like, I really like Donna, and I think she's a cool companion. And I'm sure Russell will find some inventive way to still have Donna come back without it interrupting anything or undoing anything that's happened in series 4. I mean, she technically already came back in End of Time anyway, so you've already sort of had a comeback following the tragic end of Journey's End. So yeah, just Walt Donna is great because Catherine Tate is just legendary.
Yeah, I'm not going to disagree with you.
I'm more excited. Yeah, I'm probably more excited for Catherine coming back than I am for David.
Yeah.
To be honest, because I think Catherine's absolutely boss, and yeah, I think that would be absolutely fabulous. I hope that she's still married to Danny Glaze off of the bill, as she was in the end of time. And yeah, it'll be interesting to see how they get around the whole thing of like, well, if I see you again, it'll kill you.
Yeah. Do you think this will be just like a midway through series 4 sort of vibe? And it's a multi-doctor thing.
It's quite an easy get out clause, isn't it?
And it's one of their adventures. Here's my issue with it, right? And I think it's like what John said. We get so much David Tennant. I'm saying he's the most popular. It makes the most sense. But for me, like I said,
I mean, not with me. It's not.
I know he's not, nor with me. But and I want to stress, I do enjoy David Tennant stuff. I'm not a David hater, but I
enjoy it.
I know neither are you.
But I kind of, as I've always said, in terms of new Who Doctors, I probably put him at the bottom for the reason that he outstayed his welcome, whereas I don't think others did. And so the fact that he keeps coming back doesn't really help.
Yeah, I don't know. I and that is one of the worst generation scenes in Doctor Who.
I'm a bit grumpy. I should be chilling out with some tea and toast right now, but Russell keeps announcing things on fucking Sundays.
Yeah, exactly. Sundays, man. Why? But yeah, no, I don't. Like I said, I don't have much nostalgia. I have no nostalgia for the Tennant era at all. So this doesn't really bother me. Everyone's going, it's like 2008 again. I was too busy watching Power Rangers in 2008 to give a shit. I look. 2008 is 5 years before I started watching. So I'm not complaining. I think it's a really good thing for Who. Like John says, on the proviso that this isn't it. And obviously we've been teased to the fact it's not. But please, for love of God, and I'm sorry, Reece, don't make it Christopher Eccleston, because I will just throw something at the wall.
Well, unless they've made amends, I don't think that's going to happen.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, for Christ's sake, Alex, do you really think that Christopher Eccleston's going to come back and start working with Russell T Davies again?
No, but hey,
I know he's been through an expensive divorce, but he's got conventions and Big Finish to pay for that.
Good point. But yeah, I don't know. I do like you, Chris Eccleston. I just don't like your Doctor. But hey, I'm sorry, Reece.
Better than Tennant.
Not
just maybe wonder, like, if tomorrow morning Matt Smith's just been spotted having a stroll down the park.
He's at Wagamamas.
Well, I mean, Matt Smith was spotted in Glasgow Airport yesterday. I saw photos of somebody with him in Glasgow Airport.
Yes, many congratulations to Karen Gillan as well.
Yeah, I am wondering. I'm wondering if that's where he was kind of heading to or from.
Yes, many congratulations to Kaza on her marriage.
Alex Kingdom saying that through gritted teeth.
Oh, I the first thing I messaged Adam when he told me was, my day's ruined. I think I actually did. I text her, I'm going to go cry in the corner now. But no, I'm excited.
Try being in love with Billie Piper. She's been married twice, and both times to twats.
Right, I think we've got past the David Tennant and Catherine Tate part of it. I think the consensus is Catherine Tate, yay. David Tennant, all right. Like John said, I think for me it's over saturated. I'm not listening to the Big Finish stuff, so he's been off my. He's never been on my screen as a Doctor Who fan, really. Apart from Day of the Doctor, but I enjoyed Day of the Doctor back in 2013 because I was like, why is there an old man with these younglings? Obviously, being older now and being able to, I was 11 years old, guys. I was 11 years old. I didn't know who John Hurt was.
Oh no!
Actually, no, I would have been 12 because it would have been November 13. I was 12. But yeah, no, I do enjoy the 50th now. I think
I'm pretty sure I knew who John Hurt was when I was 12.
I didn't know what.
Had you not watched Merlin?
Yeah, I didn't know he was in it though. Well, he's CGI in it. Look, I was like, you think I'm dumb now?
He's CGI because he doesn't look like a dragon in real life. but his voice wasn't fucking CGI.
Yeah, good point. Look, I was a dumb child. I'm dumb now, but I was even worse as a child.
Harry Potter.
Yeah, I didn't know that either. Well, I do now, obviously, but at the time I probably did. I didn't. Do you know what? I wasn't even a Harry Potter fan back then. I didn't start watching it till like
University's finest.
Jesus Christ. But yes, let's get into the fun side of it, which is the speculation of 60th anniversary celebrations. I'm not going to ask you what you think that means because it could literally be anything, but I'm going to ask you guys what you want it to be. Like that's the more interesting question here.
I want a multi-doctor story with past doctors, and with Shooty turning up right at the end. So basically we get an open-ended regeneration for Whittaker at the end of the 100th, the centenary. That there's been speculation that she would degenerate, if you like, back into Tennant. Which I mean, it could happen. There could be a glitch or something, and so then you get a 60th special of Tennant and some other former doctors trying to work out what the fuck is going on, and then in the end, once it's resolved, he regenerates into Shooty Gatwa. I'd like that. I'd like Dawan's Master to be involved because I love Dawan's Master. Not Daleks, please. Something cool.
Patings, just patings.
Kablam. Let's have a proper political story with Kablam Man, where the Doctor actually takes down the Kablam Corporation rather than just begging off and going, yeah, all right, mate, carry on, as you were.
As you were, sunshine. And what about you? What do you want to see for the 60th celebrations?
Well, I thought the Famazi were going to come back, but that's been shot down now.
What's that? What's that?
Because someone mentioned Famazi, and
what's the Famazi?
Theorizing.
Have you not watched The Leisure Hive?
Of course, I haven't seen The Leisure Hive.
Or read The Placebo Effect by friend of the show, Gary Russell?
I didn't even know. No, I haven't.
You didn't even know that Gary Russell wrote books? Okay.
I didn't know he wrote books. I just not read that specific book. I'm trying to think.
The Famazi are like bad guys from The Leisure Hive. Think of like a classic Who version of the Slivine, like kind of organized criminals that take on human form.
Nice. I did read one Gary Russell book. It was about I was going to say Silurians. It was like a sequel to Doctor and the Silurians, which it was a really good book, but I don't know what it was called. But I read the whole thing. Lockdown 2020 Prime reading. Exactly. But yeah, so apart from the Famazi, which they don't like is happening, what else would you want to see?
I mean, I'm curious to know whether it's going to be one big special in November 2023, or if they are going to sort of spread it out with multiple specials across the year, which would be quite cool. And because Shooty has of course got the Barbie movie, and I assume another season of Sex Education, so that gives enough time for there to be multiple stories. I was going to say I was going to say, apart from the actual show itself, in terms of things, I don't know if we'll get another docudrama, whether Mark Gatiss will come back and pen the Patrick Troughton years or the Tom Baker years, or another docudrama, got more than 60 years in the TARDIS, more repeats, all that kind of stuff. Yeah.
I mean, if we're going to get another docudrama, we all know that the way to do it would be 1970, The Shift to Colour, Terence Dix, Barry Letts, John Pertwee.
I'd like to see a docudrama.
Probably the most crucial point in the show's history.
I'd love to see
when it was facing cancellation, and literally they breathed a breath of fresh life into it.
I didn't know it was facing cancellation back then. I'd love to see a docudrama about class.
They dropped from like 44 episodes a year to 25, and it was literally Last Chance Saloon.
There we go. I'd like to see a docudrama about class, because they go on.
I doubt they do it on like the show coming back in 2005 whilst Russell is in charge. I think that's probably the least likelihood. Like Doctor period, they probably would docudrama.
I wonder who Russell would want to play himself.
Yeah.
I wonder who they'd get to play John Barrowman, Noel Clarke.
It's an interesting set of people.
Bruno Langley.
Burn it with fire.
Jesus, it'd be like the 1970s episode of Top of the Pops.
Yes. And finally, Reece Marshall, what would you like to see for these 60th celebrations?
Yeah, I like the idea of it being like a series. Like you could have like a mini series. Like you have each Doctor gets an episode, and they kind of all unite in one big thing at the end, like connecting a story type thing. Yeah, I'm open for like any new Doctors to come in or old characters. Like I think we called like another Master thing. We have like Sasha, Michelle, and Johnson. That would be pretty cool.
Please, I'd love Michelle Gomez more than anybody. I think I'd love if we're going to bring obviously Darwin. I'd love. But I think Michelle Gomez for me. I'd love to see her against other Doctors. I think she's so incredible. And I think we've seen that with Tim already. Obviously, him coming back for the Capaldi episode, that I wouldn't be too bothered about him coming back again. But Gomez going for another go, especially if Tennant's there. Perhaps if there is Matt Smith, if Capaldi does feature, to have Gomez back would sort of be really kind of cool, I think. For me, though, I'm going to say 2 words. I know it's very shallow, but Matt Smith, as long as he's in it, I'll be happy. Look.
You're just waiting for that announcement.
If we're talking about fanboy things, and this is exactly what 60th anniversary is all about, I'm not worried about the quality of it. It's Russell T Davies. I know it's going to be bloody brilliant. I know he's going to do the show well, despite what I've said about my opinions about him being the one they've come back. I'm a bit worried it's going to be a de-evolution, but like John's pointed out in previous podcasts, it's not going to be the same Russell T Davies in 2005 as the one penning it in 2022. So it's going to be different. But for me, Matt Smith is my era of Who. It's when I first started watching. I love the man to pieces. He's been in the worst films possible. Please, Matt, just being something good. Last night, so he was good in that. Yeah, he was good in that. He was good in that. He was good in that. Sorry, all of his big Hollywood films have been dog-turd.
He's not much luck, is he?
Film of the year.
Morbius, Dr. Michael Morbius, and the Morbius of Lads. Terminator Genesis, that was another bad one. Yeah, just poor. But no, personally, I think the 60th series is the way to go, especially with there being a bit of a gap, if you like, between the centenary and what would be the 60th. I think it'd be nice to sort of bridge the gap a little bit with a few episodes. I hope it's not like 5 that just started around every now and then. I hope there's some kind of sequence to them. They're not just like, oh, we're gonna have one this weekend and then that weekend. No, it's Easter, and I want it to be sort of.
It would always like led up to the 60th, like 23rd.
Yeah, it's like Endgame, but for Doctor Who. But no, I think I agree with Jono. No Daleks, please. I think especially, I mean, the issue with it being change of studios, Chibnall essentially, it appears as throw the kitchen sink at the centenary. So and put everything in it from his era. I also, this might sound a bit weird because she is leaving, but I want Jodie to feature in the 60th in some format. I think it would be a massive shame for her at least not to get something in a celebration of the last 60 years. And she's just not in it. I'm not a massive fan of the de-evolution thing. I think that's bizarre and would be quite complicated for younger viewers to go, I think I'd much rather it. I don't know how you bring Jodie in or Shooty, but I don't want it to be, oh no, there's an level, I need to reboot the PC. Hang on, let me just regenerate again. I suppose it like that to me sounds like a comedy bit, like a comic relief sketch. It's kind of like how they did in Curse Fatal Death, which I now have since watched, where like the Doctor keeps regenerating into previous versions. I think for me, just make it good. Like I think the thing that Ross needs to do is put Doctor at the forefront next year, ready for Shooty, kind of build up the audience again. So when Shooty drops in 2024, I assume is when his series will air, that Doctor Who is back in the forefront of people's minds. I think that'd be really good. How you do that is up to debate. What I'd love to see them do perhaps is a television version of like classic Doctor's New Monsters or New Doctor's Classic Monsters. Would be pretty cool. I think that would be quite nice. You want to spread the 60th out? Obviously, look, I would love Sylvester McCoy to come back. I know he looks really old. I just love the man. I think he's hilarious. Just put him in something. Give Colin something to do. Give them all something to do. Just put him in there. I don't care. I think it'd be hilarious. And I think, look, this needs to be part serious, part fun. I think, just go chuck everything at the wall and see what sticks, really, is my thing at it. But also Matt Smith, please and thank you. That's it. And yes, that's next in 2023 in November. If Matt Smith isn't in anything, you'll hear by say that 60th is the worst celebration of Doctor Who history because they left out the best part of Doctor Who history.
We've got Nardole to look forward to, the spin-off directed by Rachel Trevelle.
I mean, they're already leaving out the best part of Doctor Who history because Pertwee's not in it.
I'm not. Oh God. Okay. I'm not. Get ready for the 100th. Get ready for the 100th episode, guys. This week you'll hear more about Pertwee fights and other things. I'm not going to get into that debate. Pertwee, good era. 8 out of 10.
Have you watched The Green Death yet?
No. I've seen 6 minutes of it.
What? You turn off after 6 minutes?
I went to the pub. My friend was like, "Do you want to go for a drink and watch the game?" And I was like, "Yeah, I can do." And I just never watched it since. But anyway, any closing thoughts on, especially DT?
This podcast is built on a shrine of lies and broken promises.
Ooh. I'm regenerating. No, closing thoughts on especially DT and Catherine Tate coming back quickly. And are we expecting more announcements every Sunday now? Do we think that's going to be the norm, or do we think we're going to take a break?
I'm going to keep my Sundays free now. It's 2 out of 2, isn't it? So we'll see next week.
And there was that cheeky smirky face. Are we going to call that emoji the smirk, the sideways sort of smile
Half
thing?
Smile.
You know, he said that that's enough announcements for now. Smirk, What we saying? More announcements to come, guys?
I think there'll be more to come. I'm not sure we'll get them every Sunday, but I think there'll be more to come.
Yeah.
I'm sure you got a lot. So I'm sure you got a lot of their sleeves. I reckon they'll release it when they need to. Like maybe they're starting to film stuff. They might. Do you mean that's a lot of dictating when they announce stuff and that? So cinema in public. There
we go. Well, you can see him in Wagamamas apparently. That was still the best part.
No, it wasn't him.
It wasn't him in Wagamama? Oh, that's a shame. Actually, it's not. I don't like Wagamamas. It's not a shame. Sorry to all you Wagamama fans out there. Add final closing thoughts. DT, CT, what we saying?
I mean, it's almost kind of not surprising. You know, I sort of thought Russell's coming back. You know, bring back. You know, the iconic. Probably the iconic RTD duo just for the 60th year. You know, and it seems fitting and right. And I think, I don't feel like it's going to be it. And there's more celebrations, and there's still going to be. I think there's going to be so much. Even if there's like a 5-ish Doctors sequel, you know, Peter Davison comes back and does another half-hour comedy bit. That'll be quite cool.
Oh, please!
There'll be so much more. To quote the actual 10th Doctor himself, just to close it off.
Oh, don't quote End of Time. It's dog turd. I know that John agrees with me, so I can say that in confidence. Reese, CTDT, what we saying? You happy they're back?
Yeah, super happy. Like you said, it's been weird because obviously they've done Big Finish and Tennant's Doctor's been quite a lot, but it's cool to unite them on screen. And like you said, I don't think this is. I'm sure there's plenty more we're going to get announced in due course. So bide your time.
Absolutely. Right, guys, please do like, comment, and subscribe if you are new to the podcast. The 100th episode is coming out tomorrow, or part 1 of it. It's 2 parts, in which we rank every episode. In which we rank every episode of Doctor Who ever. Does the End of Time feature in the bottom half? I can't remember, so I don't even know. So you're gonna have to find out next week. Tomorrow. And the next week you can find out if it's not in the bottom half, it'll be in the top half, which you can watch next week. There you go. That's a muck and fuddle way of getting around it. You can follow John on Twitter at johnboy_cook. You can follow Adam at beer_can_Batman. So many underscores, Adam. Why? And of course, you can follow Reese on Twitter at GF97 YouTuber, as well as checking out his YouTube channel, Gallifrey597, for your trailer needs and sometimes like figure collection. What would you call them? Sort of. Because it's not you speaking, it's just you with the camera going around your room with some cool music in the background.
Maybe just look at the figures,
showcasing your figure collection.
basically.
Yes, we'll be back again tomorrow. I won't see you guys for a few weeks now. Fingers crossed, unless there's an announcement in which we'll be back, because I'm taking this week off and next week because
Enjoy your holiday.
because 100th episode. It's the centenary of the Thomas podcast, the centenary episode, 100th episode. So I'm taking a break. But yes, John, I shall leave you to say the old classic outro.
Don't have nightmares. Do sleep well. Allons-y.
Alonso.